How do we make better decisions? Well, first, to answer that, how do you make any decision for that matter? Every moment in your life is always directed by the next decision, the next decision, the next decision. What am I going to drink? What am I going to eat? Where am I going to go? What am I going to watch? It's always decisions, decisions, decisions. But what's the basis of every decision? Do you have a foundation for every decision? Now, a small decision such as what is it that I'm going to wear may seem trivial, but it still has a foundation somewhere. So when you decide, for instance, when I decided to put this shirt on, I had to have a basis and a foundation for why I make the decisions that I do. Quite frankly, I enjoy playing with artistic colors. I enjoy creativity and trying to dress as such. And so that was the foundation for this decision. But for a decision such as what car am I going to buy? What house am I going to buy? What neighborhood are we going to live in? Those have a similar foundation. You have a reason why, a driver, something that pushes you towards making this sound decision and not wavering from it. We're discussing good, better, best. When it comes to decision making, there is always a good decision. There's always a better decision, and there's definitely a best decision. When we talk about this in the confines of our workplace, of the jobs that we choose, it's easy to get into a place to where you're really desperate for a job because maybe you've been laid off or you got fired or whatever the case may be. You were on a medical leave, sick leave, and you had to change workplaces because of it. But then you find yourself going through the song and dance of the interview, trying to get on somewhere, and that may take you a little bit longer than you planned. So now you find yourself in a situation where you're just trying to get hired. I just want to pay the bills. I'm just trying to make the ends meet. So how do I make this decision when a job comes a knocking that may not be exactly what I desire? So you're confronted and you're faced with, is this a good decision? Is this a better decision? Is this the best decision? Well, let me help you understand the difference between the three, because it's easy to look at the decision and just kind of find yourself feeling like, well, this is the best decision. This was the best decision for right now. Now, a good decision in any course of life is always going to be something that oftentimes it gives you a high. It makes you feel like, okay, this is the cool thing to do. This is the okay thing to do. This is something that you could completely get lost in because, quite frankly, it's something to do. It could be a mundane decision as going to work for a place that doesn't really utilize your skills, but it pays you a good paycheck. So this is a good decision, right? I'm going to be able to pay my bills, so this is a good decision. But what you find is that in these good decisions, no matter what part of your life, a good decision is always something that's never going to be tied to your purpose in life, to your drive in life. It's just going to be something that gets you in a direction, a general direction. As we talked about before, we want to be headed in a specific direction. Our life is an arrow. We're forged weaponry. And we want to be able to go in a specific direction and hit a specific target. It's very important that we do that. So with a good decision, you're just aimlessly driving in direction, maybe sometimes in multiple directions. But you feel some sort of fulfillment because maybe it's fun or maybe it pays the bills or maybe it's exciting. Maybe you're not alone. Maybe you don't have to worry about Valentine's Day and being single. But a good decision is not going to be your best decision. Then there's the better decision. The better decision, oftentimes it plays off of your passions, off of your purpose just a little bit. But then there's some area that really there is a disconnect. There is a disconnect in what you were created to do, what you were absolutely created to do. So this is a better decision than your good decision that you could have made. But it's not the absolute best. And a lot of you who are listening to me right now are possibly in a place where you chose the better job, but not the best job. It's not calling to you every morning that you wake up. You're not excited about going in and figuring out what is it, how is it that I'm going to be challenged today? The best decision will always challenge you to the greater you. Better decisions can't do that. Good decisions can't do that. Only the best decision. The best decision will set you in a place and on a course to be the absolute best you that there is. So looking at your job situation, how do you choose the best situation? How do you choose the best job? Well, I'll tell you, just like my mom told me, as I moved out of the house and I moved off to go to college to another state, she looked at me and she said, make sure, son, that whenever you go grocery shopping, that you never go hungry. Now, this may sound funny to you that in this context that I would use this story or this phrasing, but it was very important for me to transition this across my life. I took this in relationships. In every relationship that I create, I'm never hungry when I go searching for it. I'm never hungry when I'm looking to build a new friendship, because I don't want to be in a situation where I just create a good friend, or where I have a good friend, or where I find the better friend. I want the best friends around me that will propel me to the destination that I'm chasing after. And I want to be the best friend to someone. I don't want to be the better friend. I don't want to be the good friend. I want to live my life on purpose, and I hope you do too. I believe that you do. If you're watching this, I know you do. So in your relationships, when you have the opportunity in front of you, when the date is already set, when the evening is planned, you're in your best dress, they're putting on their makeup, or they're getting their hair prepped and their clothes ready, and you get in the car and you head to that destination and you get to that place and you sit down and look across the table and you start to make this new friendship and create this new connection, and you're trying to figure out where this person places in your life. Where will they stand in your life? Don't go in with an expectation already that this will be the one. Don't go in so hungry that you allow yourself to connect with someone who's good for you. Yes, people may look at you and say, man, you guys are a beautiful couple. Sure. I mean, I feel like that with myself, that I'm a pretty well put together guy. But you don't just put yourself with just anybody just because you look good. Because everything that looks good is not always the best. So put yourself in a position to win, where when you are going out on those dates and you're getting to know one another, that you're asking the right questions so that you can gather the right information to find out, is this the absolute best person for my life? Sure, it sounds selfish, but what would you rather? Would you rather the alternative, that 5 to 7 years down the road, and maybe even less, that you find out that I just chose someone who's good, they're good enough? Who really wants good enough? Because you'll wake up one morning and you'll say, you know what, man, I really want greater. And you'll turn to them and you'll say, listen, I want greater. And they'll say, well, I'm kind of fine with what we got. I'm kind of fine with where I am. Why can't you be happy where you are? And the curse of good and the curse of better will have you in a place of divorce, searching for best. So why not make the decision the first time the right way, that I'm going to go in with a well-rounded mind and I'm going to look for my best. I want to have the best friends. I want to have the best job, and I want to have the best relationship. This is what it means to be relatable. Hi, this is Jeremy Gaston. Did you enjoy this episode? If so, feel free to share it with a friend and subscribe to our next episode. If you'd like free books and other materials on how to create deeper relationships and have healthier friendships and to create better employment, be sure to stop by my website, jrmygstn.com, and fill in your name and your email address, and you'll receive free content every week. And as always, go out there and serve better, to love better, to live better.